Before watching the video, don't forget to subscribe the channel and enable bell notification to never miss an update from us.
Hello everyone, this is Ashima Shukla and you're watching us on Entri channel. This is a video of daily current affairs in which we discuss about the daily news events. In this video, we're going to talk about the news events of 20th October and a bit of 21st October. So 20 and 21st October are the ones which we are going to talk about. In this video, we're going to talk about the news events in a bit brief so that the points are clear and the important points are not missed also. Right. So we're going to begin now with the first news event, that is Kaleshwaram Project gets environmental clearance. So Kaleshwaram Project has been given a green signal by National Green Tribunal. First question right over here is about National Green Tribunal. Important pointer being, first of all, what is a tribunal? Tribunal is a quasi-judicial body. Quasi-judicial body indicates that any organization which is kind of like this, quasi-judicial means it is something like what courts do, or something like a work of judiciary and justice, but it is not exactly a court. It is somewhat which is replacing that for a partial basis, right? So it's a quasi-judicial body, and tribunals were formed just so that the burden on courts could be reduced, and any dispute between two parties could be solved without taking them to court until unless it's very necessary, because the tribunal can give the case to court once it finds that it is not right to handle it or it cannot handle it. Only then the tribunal case goes to the court. Otherwise, most of the cases tribunal solves on its own. Now, National Green Tribunal was formed to see all the projects which somewhere or the other disturb the environmental balance, be it water or related to plants or related to green cover, carbon footprint, everything. Right? Now, second question is, of which state is this project? So Kaleshwaram project is of Telangana government. It is their main project and it is under mission Bhagirathi. So there is a mission which is ongoing in Telangana that is of mission Bhagirath. Mission Bhagirath. Right? And under this project, this Kaleshwaram project has been taken, which is going to provide the ample amount of water for drinking as well as daily use purposes. Right? Mission Bhagirath is concerned with providing clean water and drinkable water via tap. Right? Now, apart from the giving green signal to Kaleshwaram project, National Green Tribunal has also directed the Ministry of Environment and Forest to form a 7-member expert committee to suggest the rehab and relief measures to be given to the people. Because whenever any such dam or project is constructed, the water is supposed to be collected, and for that land is required. So people who are living in that area, they need to be rehabilitated or shifted to some other place, right? So what measures are going to be taken? Where will the rehabilitation take place, and what will happen after they have been rehabilitated? Like all those whose daily needs were fulfilled by anything which is going to be disturbed by this, then how are they going to survive? Right? So all these relief measures and rehabilitation measures are going to be taken care of by Ministry of Environment and Forest, and a 7-member committee is going to be formed. Now, next question that comes is, if this project is being constructed, then on which river is it constructed? So this is basically a Godavari river project. Although where it is going to be constructed, that point is at the meeting point of Godavari and Pranahita river. That is why earlier the name of this project was Pranahita Jwala project, but then its name changed to Kaleshwaram project in 2014. And since then it has been waiting to get clearance. Right? Now, as for both these rivers, basically Godavari river that we need to know about. Godavari river is the second longest river in India. So longest is Ganga and the second longest is Godavari. So it is the second longest river of India, and its source is important, that is Trimbakeshwar in Maharashtra. So it is Trimbakeshwar in Maharashtra, where the Godavari river originates. Right? So over here, what questions or pointers do we have for questions? Let's have a look at that also. So first question we can have is how many member committees formed? Second of all, for which state is this Kaleshwar project? Third of all, whose project or which state's project is Mission Bhagirath? Fourth, which is the second longest river of India? Fifth, which is the source of Godavari River? Sixth question, Pranahita Chivela project has been renamed as Kaleshwaram project in which year? Or what is its new name? Either way. So 6 and 7 questions can be formed. Eighth, tribunals. What kind of bodies are tribunals? They are quasi-judicial bodies. Right? So over here we have covered approximately 8 questions in a single slide with a single project. Moving to the next one. Australian Navy is to join the Malabar Exercise soon, which is going to be conducted in November 2020. So now, when Australia is going to join, all the 4 Quad countries are going to be the participant countries. So this project or this exercise is of India. Initially, it was Britain, India, and US Navy. Both of them conducted it in 1992. So in 1992, US Navy joined India and decided to do the Malabar exercise. After that, in 2015, Japan became a permanent member, and now since long, Australia has been asking to become a permanent member. But since it would seem like 4 countries, all these Quad countries are conspiring against China and something like that, so India had rejected its proposal of becoming a member. But now, since the ties are already in a disturbed pose, so India has accepted Australia, and Australia has also agreed to conduct this exercise, right? And what is the context or the reason of this Malabar exercise this year? It is free and open Indo-Pacific. Right now, what are the 4 Quad countries? You people are quite aware of now. But what we need to have a look at is also the Prime Minister, because Prime Minister can be asked of Australia, since he is, this country has joined newly. So, Scott Morrison is the Prime Minister of Australia. And then we have capital, which is Canberra. Canberra is the capital of Australia. Apart from this, India and Australia had PASEX exercise in 2020 in September month, and India and Japan had GIMEX. So PASEX, one was PASEX, which was held in September with Australia. The same exercise or PASEX was held with USA in June. Then we had GIMEX exercise with Japan. This was also recently held in 2020, right? And apart from that, if we leave Quad countries and with neighboring countries, recently Bongo Sagar and Corporate exercise with Bangladesh were happening, and Slinex is soon to happen with Sri Lanka. These are the 2 recent ones: Bongo Sagar, Corporate, and Slinex, right? Moving to the next one, Assam-Mizoram border dispute. Now, it is not very prevalent because Assam has disputes with every northeast country. Most of the northeast countries have dispute over the land allocation, right? Similarly, Assam and Mizoram also have. So what is the dispute about? The dispute is over the 1875 notification that differentiated plains of Kashar and Lucia. Lucia Hills and Kashar Hills plains were divided in 1875, and the dispute is regarding that only. How? Mizoram was earlier called Lucia Hills. Earlier, Mizoram area was known as Lucia Hills and was a part of Assam at the time when Britishers were ruling. In 1987, Mizoram was granted a separate statehood. That is, it became a new state, and out of Assam, Mizoram was extracted or divided. Now what happens is, according to 1875 notification of Bengal Eastern Frontier Regulation Act 1873, Mizoram believes that its border should be according to 1875 at the time when Britishers had designed the notification, when it was called Lucia Hills. Assam, on the other hand, wants it according to 1933 demarcation, which was done separating both these states, right? So the dispute is only regarding the fact that which border should be taken. Just like we have the dispute with Nepal, India and Nepal dispute is also on the same lines, that which year should be taken as the border year, or which notification should be followed. Similarly, the dispute is of Mizoram regarding 1875 and 1933. That's the only point of conflict. Apart from that, in Northeast, Assam has disputes with Nagaland also, with Arunachal also, and with Meghalaya also. The same dispute, area or territorial disputes are happening, right? So you must know about the nearby also. So Assam has disputes with the Nagaland also, with Arunachal and Meghalaya. Now for Mizoram, you must know which notification is the dispute about. That is, first of all, which year does Mizoram want, which year does Assam want. It can be a history question, right? Next, as for Assam and Nagaland, if we talk about, first we're going to talk about Assam and Nagaland. So Assam and Nagaland, border of Nagaland is defined by 1962 border, right? So according to 1962 notification, the border of Assam and Nagaland have been decided, right? And according to that, Naga Hills and Yunsang both were integrated as autonomous area. That is, they completely depend on their own. This Nagas did not accept, and they wanted that Naga Hills should be compromised with Nagaland also. And that is the point of dispute, because there have been violent clashes since then. Right? So basically it is about 1925 notification which it's won. Okay, so according to 1925 notification, Naga Hills and Yunsang. This is the area which is of dispute. As for Arunachal Pradesh, Arunachal was formed in 1972 and it was named a union territory. Then it became a state in 1985. And people of Arunachal agree that the border of state should be under the Northeast Reorganization Act 1971. But Assamese are on the point of dispute over here. Right? People of Arunachal have accepted, but Assam does not accept it. Right. So I'll tell you about the union territory and state. So 1972, it was formed as a union territory. Then 1987, it was formed a state. So it was UT and then it was state. As for Meghalaya, starting of the conflicts was in 1971. It is regarding Mikir Hills, and since then, the regions of Mikir Hills, Khasi, Jaintia Hills, they are a part of it and they should be divided equally. So it is about Mikir Hills, Jaintia Hills, alright, and Khasi Hills. These are the points of dispute, right? Northeast has a lot of disputed areas, so you must know about the dispute, especially of Nagaland, because Nagaland has been in news also because of the clashes with central government. Now, IFCO has begun the construction of food processing units in Sikkim. The first question right over here, where has IFCO began the construction of food processing units? Second question, what is the full form of IFCO? IFCO stands for Indian Farmers Fertilizer, Indian Farmers Fertilizers Cooperative Limited. So IFCO stands for Indian Farmers Fertilizers Cooperative Limited, and it is going to establish the food processing unit in Sikkim, which is going to be completed in 2021. Three questions right away. Full form of IFCO, where food processing unit is going to be constructed, and by which year is it going to be completed. Now CIFCO is going to begin ginger trading through Italy, Germany, and European countries. Apart from that, integrated food processing units are going to be there for processing of turmeric, ginger, cardamom, and buckwheat. Now, what we need to remember is that Sikkim was the first organic state of India. It gained that title in 2016. That is important. And the second one is, recently rankings were released regarding the organic farming, and according to that ranking, India was ranked number 1 in the number of organic farmers and number 9 in area under organic farming. Both of these rankings are important. Sikkim as an organic state is important because in this IFCO plant, everything is going to be organic to as much extent as possible, right? Next, new space center is going to be established in Ramstein in Germany. And this is going to be established by NATO. So it is important to know the full form of NATO, that is North Atlantic Treaty Organization. And then it is important to know how many members are there. So total there are 8 members. And this is going to be a center of coordination for space observation. What is another thing that is important is that India is yet to sign the treaty. India has not yet signed the treaty because signing of treaty requires the process according to Article 10 of the treaty. The process requires certain agreements to be signed. One of them being the recent one that is going to be signed, that is BECA. I had told you in the last video that BECA is going to be signing the 2+2 dialogue, which is going to be held recently between India and USA. So India is going to sign this soon by the end of October. After this only can it sign the treaty of NATO, right? So BECA is there. Then we have then we had Kimosa and all the others which I had told you, which is about LSACI and all these others which I told you yesterday. These all treaties are important, and that is why they are being signed with the United States of America as well, right? Next one, a few one-liners. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh has approved the Defense Research Development Organization Procurement Manual 2020, and this is going to, or its main focus is on increasing of MSME involvement in the army supplies. So basic objective of this manual is to bring more MSME, micro, small and medium enterprises in the research and development segment. Now, as for the manual has been signed by Ministry of Defense, but the Supreme Commander of Indian Defense Forces is the President of India. Supreme Commander of the forces is the President of India, and therefore President's approval is also required. So it has been sent to the President for approval. Apart from that, what we need to know is about the FDI that is allowed in India. So FDI has been increased from 49% to 74%. So now the FDI in defense is 74%. Next, National Deworming Day is celebrated on February 10th and October 22 times in the single year, but its dates are fixed, right? So it is celebrated twice a year, and its basic purpose is that, helminthes, which cause diseases, a lot of diseases, stomach diseases and foot and mouth diseases. So various forms of diseases are occurring because of helminthes. So to avoid those and to provide all the required medications for that, National Deworming Day is observed. And due to this celebration of National Deworming Day, a lot of states have actually benefited. Like it states that approximately 14 states have showed a decline in worm infections. So that is why it is a very important one. Second of all, the important medication regarding worms is albendazole tablet. If they ask you what is this tablet related to, albendazole tablet is related to deworming. Next, Greece has extended a wall along the northeast border with Turkey over migrants' entry concern. So just like Mexico and USA had a border, Greece is also trying that there should be a border over here dividing Greece and Turkey. Reason being that there is a future prospect that a lot of protests are going to be held in European Union now. And Turkey has a very large number of refugees. So a lot of refugees, might come to the, protests that are going to happen in European Union. And Turkey has clearly stated that it will not try to stop them. It has stated that it is not going to even try to stop them. If they want to come, they will be allowed. right? So that is why Greece has decided that to stop people or migrants from entering, we should build a wall, and that is why Greece and Turkey are going to have a wall at their border. Next, Israeli embassy is soon to have water attached in India from January. Now, Israel and India have a water conservation pact. Right. So they have a pact that Israel has a very strong side that it has it has done amazing work in water conservation. Right. So we have a collaboration regarding water. So we are regarding water management. So we are going to put that to use, and that is why Israel has decided that it is going to put up a water attach in the embassy. Apart from that, to increase the involvement with northeast sector, they are also going to establish a consul in northeast. A council is going to be established in northeast region to show that we are there for northeast also. Recently, Israel has signed a center of excellence with the Meghalaya government. Apart from that, there are, I guess, approximately 10 to 12 center of excellence which have been established between India and Israel. So in India, they have been established with a partnership of Israel. Next, Bahrain and Israel are soon to join the Communique on establishment of diplomatic, peaceful and friendly relations. So Bahrain and Israel are soon to have good diplomatic relations. Denmark Open badminton winners have been announced. Of that, for women's, it is Naomi Okura of Japan, Nozomi Okura, and for men's, it is Anders Antonsen of Denmark. So you must know that which country do they belong to and which championship have they won recently. So recently, Denmark Open badminton championship was held. Now, both of them are badminton players. That is also important to know because they can ask you individually that Anders Antonsen belongs to which game or plays which game, right? And third of all, you must know the country of it. Nokia has won a 14.1 million US dollars NASA contract to set up 4G network on Moon. So on Moon, Nokia is going to establish a network. Right now, with this, we wind up our current affairs session, and I hope the session was helpful to all of you. If you find the session helpful and you want to practice the questions, you can download the Entri app from Google Play Store, and once you download it, this app is going to be available in all languages, and all you need to do is go to the daily current affairs segment, pick up the quiz, which has approximately 10 questions every day, and know of 10 marks, that is 1 mark each question. It's a 5-minute quiz, so you can easily do that. And then you'll also have the analysis, per question answer analysis, and how much time you took. Right, so this is going to be helpful to keep a track and keep in touch. So do download this app. Thank you so much for being with us, and do like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much and have a great day ahead.